Hey y'all, what's good? It's Ricky Rect again. I have another story to tell, and it's about working in fast food. I used to work at a big franchised restaurant with this girl with red hair. But yeah, I used to work at one of them. I didn't like it. I can tell you why I didn't like it. There's a lot of reasons, but you can blame management mainly. So I'm gonna take y'all back in time to like June of 2021. I had no job. I applied to this fast food place, and then I ended up getting the job. The first red flag should have been that we didn't have a interview, like a traditional interview. The dude just kind of said, "Hey, yeah, when are you free to come in and start working?" That's pretty much how the interview went. But yeah, so I got the job. I was able to make money, and that's all that mattered. Once I was in, I'm like, fuck it, I'll stay here for a bit. Get my rep up in the fucking workforce or whatever you call it, and then, pick a better place to work after I tell them I dedicated an amount of time to this shitty company. So I remember my first day very vividly. Yeah, they kind of just gave me a laptop. They told me to watch videos. I ended up doing that for 4 hours, and then the night shift lead, he came up to me. He was like, "Hey, I'm blah blah blah." And then yeah, he asked me if I wanted a burger while I was watching the videos, and I don't remember if I said yes or no, but I did end up getting a burger that night. Like, I took it home and stuff. I do remember that, but because I never usually ate from this fast food restaurant, so I had to like learn the actual menu. So after I watched all the videos on the computer and maybe ate a burger, they put me on fryers from like 8 p.m. to like 10:30 or something. I remember sitting there and I just remember being bored out of my mind because we were dead. And then when we got customers, they didn't really know how to train people at all. So when I was fucking up, they were like, "Oh, yeah, just do it like this next time and you'll be good, bro." And so, yeah, I never got the greatest training there. So, yeah, I always would, like, miss stuff. That whenever the GM would watch me work, I'd, like, get yelled at because I wouldn't be doing things to protocol because I was never trained to, basic fast food restaurant work. So, after my first day of this brand new job, I realized I wasn't gonna like it, but I also realized that, as a 20-year-old at the time, I kind of had to fucking deal with it and just do it. So yeah, that's what I did. I needed the money, I had to pay bills, so I had to work at that shitty job. And I ended up working there. I only lasted 4 months. Yeah, it kind of just started going downhill. We lost like a bunch of people, that worked there, like just staff, like people quit and stuff. And then it got to the point where it was so bad that like 2-3 months into me working there, I was a part-timer and I only requested to work like 30 hours a week because I'm not like living on my own or nothing. Like, that's too much work for me. So I had requested the 30 hours, and there was one week where I had like 45 hours worked. It was pretty dumb. It was pretty crazy, actually. Yeah, so the crazy thing is, we would be left in the store. It would be the manager, like the literal shift lead, like whoever that was for the day, and then just like 1 or 2 other workers. So like, we were running a actual skeleton crew. It was ridiculous. I think the thing that annoyed me the most is that even with like working with like 2 other people in this fucking fast food restaurant where we are the busiest location of that brand in our city, it's pretty bad. But what didn't help is that my coworkers would love to go out and just get absolutely fucking faded and then do their job, which when you're running a skeleton, doing that is detrimental. Mind you, this is before I even started to smoke weed, and if you want, I can tell a story about that. So running a skeleton with the shift lead and the other person high off their ass, having to do double drive-through, having to do cash out the people at the window, give them their food, make their food. Like, you're literally doing half the work in the store. You shouldn't have a single person running half of your store when mind you, I was being paid $11.50 to run half of a fucking fast food restaurant. That's when I realized I had enough. So when I had a day where I was the only worker in the building who was from that store. The manager who was scheduled to close, they didn't come in until like 9:40. I don't know why. They said they overslept. I have a hard time believing that. Yeah, they probably did some other shit. I was ranting on Twitter about how I hated my job. One of my IRL friends though came in clutch, and yeah, he got me secured at another location of a different thing. Now, another reason why I decided to leave is the old GM, even though he was a hard ass, he was actually kind of alright. He ended up leaving though. I remember the day that he decided it, and I think I accidentally was the person who kind of decided his fate. There was one day, I was feeling really bad, like sick, like I couldn't go into work, because if I did, I'd probably throw up and shit. So it's like 8 in the morning. I work Fridays, I worked till like 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So yeah, I had to say goodbye to Friday when I was working there. It was 8 a.m. and you know, I just woke up, and you know, I realized I wasn't feeling good. I hit up the phone. I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta call in. I try calling the phone for 2 hours. It goes straight to voicemail, so I couldn't call in. I keep trying. I try every 10 minutes until it's my time to work, and then I try every 10 minutes after until I get a call from the boss saying, hey, are you gonna come in today? I'm like, I've been trying to call the store phone for like the last 2.5 hours now to tell you that I'm sick. Like, I've been making an effort. I can screenshot my call logs for you if you want. And he's like, no, I believe you. But he was like, he already knew that it was gonna be a bad day because I wasn't gonna be there. And then after that, from what I know, because he's the GM, he can just fucking do whatever he wants with the schedule. But he just crossed himself off of the whole schedule, quote unquote promoted another guy, basically telling him, hey, yeah, I'm gonna have the owner find another GM. You're the replacement for a little bit. And then he dipped. He just quit, just like that. So after the GM kind of just left, we didn't have a GM for a week, and then we found what seemed to be some random ass lady off the street, trained her very terribly, mind you. And then, yeah, she did a terrible job at running the store. She would forget to order the most basic of shit. She doesn't know how to do inventory or nothing. I had to train her on how to do her job, and I'm just a fucking crew member. Yeah, by the time I left, I was still making $11.50. My new job I went to, yeah, I was making a lot more than $11.50. Yeah, fuck you, Carol, you bitch. It's funny because on my very last day of me working there, they actually tried to pay me more instead of confronting me when I put my shit in. Yeah, they're like, we really need people. And then when I made my decision, they said, all right, go put up the sign. And then the sign was like, up hiring people working for this much, blah blah blah. And it was fucking, it was the same amount I was making at my other job. But yeah, I also have leads to believe the new GM is some sort of crackhead or meth head or something. I made a comment to her one time. She kept missing stuff in people's orders, and I'm like, you're missing a fry in here. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, you are, look. And she's like, oh my god, you are. And I'm like, you're tweaking. And then she got really defensive. So I knew, dude, she has to be on some like hard fucking drug or something. But yeah, that's pretty much my whole experience at working at the funny restaurant that doesn't cut corners. If y'all want to hear about other jobs I've worked at or any other IRL thing, yeah, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, like it, or whatever the YouTuber thing is to say. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one.
I used to be A-okay, but I now rot my night away. Nothing ever really changes. We never fill the pages. I'm always stuck in cages.